Hello, this is Dr. Stanley Lang. Welcome to this video. And the subject is on low glycemic eating, which was the subject of most of the conversations that I had today with the patients that I saw. But one in particular is the reason that I decided to do this video. And that's because this patient had never heard of low glycemic eating before. And unfortunately, this is true of most people still. After more than 30 years of teaching low glycemic eating plans, it's still a new thing for most people. Now, I think this is sad because this is the key to health for most people who've lost their health. And that's because the problem that low glycemic eating fixes is the underlying problem for most chronic diseases, and that is insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is where the body becomes insensitive to its own insulin signal. And just like a key that doesn't work in a keyhole anymore, the insulin molecule doesn't work very well in the receptor that is supposed to respond to it when it's floating through the bloodstream and attaches to the cell. That produces a whole host of problems, including weight gain, ultimately obesity, diabetes, hypertension, coronary artery disease, and it worsens all of the other chronic diseases that you can think of. So this particular patient today had a couple of those conditions, and we spent 40 minutes talking about how to do a low glycemic diet, which is the typical amount of time that I spend when I teach somebody a new strategy or a new way to approach their eating with low glycemic eating. Now, the interesting thing about today for me was that all of the patients that I saw, except for one, all of the patients that I saw today, the core of their issues was that they still needed to further integrate low glycemic eating. Some of them had heard the message and never started. Some of them had heard and started but hadn't gone far enough. And so everybody is in different places. But the ultimate issue was that they had a physical problem that required them to go low glycemic if they wanted to get better. And the chances are pretty good that if you're watching this video, you do too. If you're overweight, you definitely have this problem. If you have diabetes type 2, you're definitely dealing with this issue. Hypertension, coronary artery disease, if you've unfortunately had a stroke or anything like that, this is the underlying issue. So getting a handle on it is critical. And that means cutting out the high glycemic carbs, which come from grains, potatoes, rice, and sugar. So how do you take those things out of your diet and still end up with something that you enjoy eating? So to help you do that, I have a free report that I'd like to give you. And you can access that free report by clicking on the link either on this video or below the video, and it'll take you to be able to get this free report that outlines the strategies that we use in our office every day. Obviously, from what I said, we use it quite a bit every day. And these strategies haven't changed a lot, except that we've fleshed them out with more options for people over the years. But the basic format has been nailed down for more than 30 years. This is not new. The science is there to support it. It's not new science. It's just the reasons for doing it continue to increase. So I hope that you take advantage of this if you've never done it before. Get the free report. I wish you well. God bless and have a great day.